Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music. I'm going to talk about how you can play a song called Disenchanted by My Chemical Romance. And it starts off with these really cool arpeggio licks around some chords. And we start on a D major chord. And normally you do this first finger on the G second, the second finger on the high E second, and third finger on the B string third. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, it sounds a D major chord and it sounds really happy. You may also dig on lifting off the second finger and making that a D sus2, or you could add in the pinky on the high E third for D suspended and kind of say some stuff around that D chord. And then from the D we end up going into some licks around a B minor chord. Oh, randomly, you could also, there are definitely parts of the tune where you may want to use power chords for these chords. So you may want to use the D and the G string of the D chord for a D5 power chord, or you could do the A string on the 5th fret, third finger on the D7th fret for a D5 power chord. And then we'd be going to a B minor chord. You do this as a 2nd fret bar, second finger on the B third, third finger on the D fourth, pinky on the G fourth. If you strum all those together, that sounds a B minor chord and it sounds really sad. Now, you could also lift the pinky and make that a B minor 7, or another way to play B minor 7, if you're just starting out and trying to avoid bars, you could do first finger on the A second, second finger on the G second, third finger on the high E second. Would be another way to play B minor 7. Or you could use a drone voicing for B minor 7, doing first finger on the A second, second finger on the G second, third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third. That might make it a little bit easier to get from the D sus to the B minor. Or you could lift the pinky for a B minor 11. Or you may dig on a power chord, doing first finger on the A second, third finger on the D fourth for a B5 power chord. Or you could even do this from the low E string on the 7th fret, third finger on the A 9th fret for a B5. And then we'd be going to a G major chord. And normally you do this first finger on the A second, second finger on the low E third, third finger on the high E third. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord and it sounds really happy. And you may also dig on putting third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third. Kind of working that for your G major chord. Or if you're digging on the power chords, you can do first finger on the low E third, third finger on the A fifth for a G5 power chord. And then from the G, we'd be going to an A major chord. And normally you do that first finger on the D second, second finger on the G second, third finger on the B second, big party on the 2nd fret. It sounds so heavy. Now you may also dig on lifting off the third finger, making that an A sus2, or adding in the pinky on the B third for an A suspended, kind of say some stuff around it. Or you may dig on an A7 sus, doing first finger on the D second, second finger on the G second, third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third. Or you could use the power chords, kind of doing the open A and the second on the D string for an A5. Or you may dig on this from the low E string 5th fret, third finger on the A7th fret for an A5. So if you want a really easy way out to kind of accompany those licks, you can kind of work the D da 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 D da 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 B da 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 G da 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 A, kind of just working the power chords. Or you could use a strum pattern, and we will talk about those licks. But one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, down, up. So if you took the D and just tried that a lot, you'd have D, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. So try that through that intro progression. You have D, da, 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 B minor. Spots of the tune where I was gravitating towards a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're dividing that beat into 2 parts with our down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is a long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if we take the D and do it down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you do it down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. And then on the third beat, you do it up on 2, down on 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you go down, up, down, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, 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 down. So all together, you got down, 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 which might be a little fast paced, but definitely some parts where you may kind of dig on that. So we tried that through our progression. We have the through that intro part. And I was digging on doing this finger style. I'm sure you could also work it out as kind of a hybrid picking idea using the pick and a finger. But if you want to kind of follow those notes, you start third on the B, second on the G, third on the B, second on the G, third on the B, second on the G, and then an open G, fourth fret on the D, open G, fourth on the D, open G, fourth on the D, open G, second on the G, open G, and then fourth fret on the D. And that idea actually kind of happens for each of our chords. Actually, you might want to just follow the single notes there. 3 2 3 2 3 2 0 4 0 4 0 4 0 2 0 4 3 2 3 2 3 2 0 4 0 4 0 4 0 2 0 4. Or the note you're playing are going D A D A D A G F sharp G F sharp G F sharp G A G F sharp D A D A D A G F sharp G F sharp G F sharp G A G F sharp. Or you could add basses to that, and this is where things get a little tricky. On that first part, I was kind of digging using the 5th fret on the A string for a D note, but you could even just use the open D string, especially if you're not planning on replaying it. But you could kind of line those up and kind of start it off with the 3rd fret on the B with the 5th fret on the A at the same time. And then the open G, 4 on the D, and then play that 5th fret on the A string for the last part of the lick. Like 0 4 0 4 0 2 0 4. And then you can play 2nd fret on the A with the 3rd fret on the B string and kind of start that lick over again. And then play it for the open G. 3rd fret on the low E string with the 3rd fret on the B string. And then we could work it with the open A. It'd be really, really cool and tricky, and you may want to pause the video and just kind of look at that tab if you're kind of interested in those licks. Idea and the A idea. So we want to kind of experiment with that. And then from that intro, then we'll be going into our first verse, which follows that same form. And we end up repeating that twice, but at the very end, you'll hear this cool little push from an A major chord, and you'll hear the bass change to an A sharp. And what you may want to do is kind of take first finger and go to the A string, 1st fret, 2nd finger on the D, 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the B, 2nd fret. That's kind of that A sharp diminished chord. Oh, nasty coolness. And on that part, it kind of halves things. So if you're doing the down idea, you'd have A for 4, and then the A sharp diminished for 4. Randomly, if you're digging on the power chord idea, you could even work on just the A and D strings for both of those chords. Or if you're digging on the other power chord, A5, kind of doing 1st finger on the low E5, 3rd finger on the A7, you may want to just take that 1st finger note and just slide it over 1 fret to 6 frets. And I got 6th fret on the low E, 7 on the A for that A sharp idea. And you could really do that verse any of those ways, actually. We have kind of the D, B minor, D minor, da da G, da G, A. Or you might be digging on the 16th. D minor, down, down, up, up. You may want to do the A with a down, down, up, A sharp diminished with a down, down, up. If we're doing the 16th, actually this could get really cool. You could do the down, 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 up on each of those chords. Or you may even dig on splitting them and kind of doing the A with a down, down, up. And then going to the A sharp diminished for the up, down, down, up, down, up. So the very last A is you'd have the A sharp diminished. Just to kind of lead into our pre-chorus part. And our pre-chorus starts on the B minor, but then we go to an E minor chord. I normally do this first finger on the A second, second finger on the D second. And if you strum all those together, oh, the sad sounds of E minor. Now, you may also dig on adding in third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third, kind of working that for the E minor. Or if you're digging on the power chord idea, you could work it as an E5, kind of working the low E and the A string notes together. Or you could do the 7th fret on the A, third finger on the D7 for E5. And then we go to our A5 power chord. And then we go to our D5 and kind of half that with an A major chord, but this is kind of weird. The A major, all of a sudden you're in the bass, you'll kind of hear the A string 4th fret C sharp note come out of that. C sharp note on the A string 4th fret come out of the bass. And you could even cover that with the chord, kind of doing the A as kind of a bar on D, G, and B on 2nd fret. Third finger on the A string 4th fret. And if you strum the A string to the B, that kind of gives you something called an A/C sharp, or an A major, but with a C sharp in the bass. Or if you're digging on the power chord idea, what you may want to do is kind of go from the D5 power chord from 5th and 7th, and just kind of take the first finger and go down to the C sharp note on 4th fret. Pinky can kind of stay on the D string 7. That's something I call A3/C sharp, because it's an A note and a C sharp note. A, B, C sharp is a third, but you've got the C sharp in the bass, so I call it A3/C sharp. So you'd have kind of the D for 4, A/C sharp for 4, or you kind of half that same way we were doing with the A sharp diminished a moment ago. And then you have the B minor chord, and then we go to our G, and then we go to our A major, and then we go to another A. And actually on those A's, you will hear kind of this cool little push where you can play the open A, 2nd fret on the A, 4th fret on the A, and then 5th fret on the A. And I was kind of digging on doing that as a power chord idea, almost kind of the A5 power chord with the A, D, and G strings, actually kind of taking 2nd on the G and the D string. And then going to 2nd on the A with 4th fret on the G string. It's kind of an octave shape for that. Or you can even make it a B5 power chord. And then go to the C sharp note, and you can even make that kind of that octave shape, kind of doing 4th on the A with the 6th fret on the G string. Or you can even just make it a C sharp 5 power chord. Or you can even make it the A3/C sharp. I think that matches the tune better. And then you'd be going to the D, and you could work that A string 5th to 6, 7 on the G, or you could work the D5 power chord. So on the A, if you want to kind of follow that push, you'd have kind of A, B, C sharp, D with power chords, or you could work the octave shape where I'm kind of skipping over a string. Kind of A to A, B to B, C sharp to C sharp, D to D, kind of on that part. So we tried that with just the downs through that pre-chorus. We have the B minor, E minor, A, and then our D, A/C sharp, B minor, G, A. Or if we did that with the down, down, up, up, down, up, you'd have the B minor, A/C sharp, E minor, G, A, or A. Or if you're digging on the 16th idea, then you have the B minor, G minor, A, D, A/C sharp, E minor. We kind of start off on the D major, more D, and then B minor, more one other thing I think about adding to the song is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, you throw a bass note in for the chord. So on the D, you'd have the D for the bass. On the B minor, you'd have the A for the bass. On the G, you'd have low E for the bass. On the E minor, you'd have low E for the bass. On the A/C sharp, you may want to follow the A string for the bass. We kind of follow the basses through that one. And for the A sharp diminished, we have the A string for the bass for the chord. So through that second verse, then we have kind of the D, diminished. Or if you're digging on the 16th, you could work it off a bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or a bass, bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or a bass, bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up. So we tried it that way. D, pre-chorus. And we tried our pre-chorus with bass down, up, down, up. You know, the B minor, A/C sharp, B minor, G, A, or A. Or if we tried the pre-chorus with the 16th pattern, we had the B minor, chorus. So we try that with a bass down, up, down, up. We have D, B minor, B minor, E minor, A, or if you're digging on the 16th with the basses, you have D, our bridge part. And our bridge kind of has this big push on a D major chord, but then we go to a B flat major chord. And normally you would do this as a first fret bar, third finger over the D, G, and B string, one way to play B flat major, or you could just use just the power chord, the B flat 5, kind of first finger on the A, first fret, third finger on the D on the 3rd fret, or you could do that same idea from the low E string on the 6th fret, third finger on the A7 or 8th fret for a B flat 5. Or you could work a smaller B flat 5 by doing first finger on the high E 1st fret, third finger on the G 3rd fret, pinky on the B 3rd fret. That would be a little B flat major. Or you could even add in the second finger on the D string on the 3rd fret and kind of work that for your B flat. And if we were trying that with our down, down, up, down, you could make that just the big pushes, just D, B flat, and B flat would have an A string bass randomly, and then D, B flat, and then we kind of have our D halving with the A/C sharp, B minor, A, G, A, and then we kind of go back into kind of a little piece of our regular progression. So we tried that with a bass down, up, down, up. Oh, and randomly, another B flat option that could be cool, especially if you're digging on the regular D, is you could, this is almost like a crazy drone fake, but you could do first finger on the A 1st fret, third finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd, And if you get the A string for your bass note, that can almost kind of substitute in for your B flat major. See me kind of dig on that too. So you have the D, B flat, D, B flat, D, A/C sharp, B minor, A, G, A. Or if you're digging on the 16th idea, you have the D, B flat, D, B flat, D, A/C sharp, B minor, A, G, A. At the end of our bridge, we're going to go back to our D, D minor, D minor, G, G, A. And then from here, then we go into our last chorus, and it's kind of a double chorus. We end up repeating it twice, and there's this cool rhythm variation where you, especially the second time through, you may want to try playing around with kind of an up, down, up, rest, up, down, rest, up, down, rest, up, down, kind of feel. So you have the D, E minor, E minor, E minor, E minor, A. Repeat that. D, D, E minor, E minor, E minor, A. And then from there, then we'd be going into our outro parts, kind of like our intro. And you can use any of those strumming options that we've been talking about, or if you know other licks around these chords, you may want to play around with kind of saying some stuff around the chords, or hammer-ons, pull-offs, or if you know the rhythm ideas, feel free to take this lesson and kind of run with it any way you want to. Or what it really sounds like is kind of going back to the intro. So you may want to kind of play around with those intro ideas, kind of. So that might be a really cool way to kind of work it at the very, very end. Oh, and then that last time on the A, there's kind of an open G, fourth on the D, second on the D, and then an open D, and then we kind of hit a big D chord. So that last time on the A is kind of the weird part. You got that open A with the 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, O, 4, and then open A with the O, 4, O, 4, O, 4, 2, open D, and then a D chord at the very, very end. But that's the basics of how you could strum through Disenchanted by My Chemical Romance. So good luck!